All right. Hey, everyone, and welcome to The Difference, a podcast highlighting leaders who are making a difference in their teams, their stores, and their communities. I'm Drew Holler.
Hey, everybody, and I'm Alexis Whaley.
Alexis, we just got done with Courtney, who's a store manager in Florida, but a really good conversation, huh?
Yeah, we really did. We talked about a lot of things. Some of them involved hockey, and others involved a lot of his experience from Target, his prior employer. And so bringing some of those things into the conversation today and even hitting on teaming.
Right. Grew up in Jamaica and somehow got into hockey at some point. So it was a cool story for us to hear, and hopefully people can get some takeaways.
Absolutely. So let's get into it.
All right, let's go. All right, Courtney, if you want to just talk a little bit about how you entered the company and how long you've been with Walmart.
All right. So I've been with the company for 11 and a half years. I was recruited from another major retailer. Should I say it, Alexis?
Yeah.
Should I just say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Target. Yeah. I was recruited from Target. Been here 11 and a half years now, and I'm super happy. I made a decision to pick up a phone call and came to Walmart.
What did you do at Target?
It's a fancy name for kind of like a co-manager. It's a executive team leader is what they called it at the time. And they probably still call it, I'm not sure. But I was an executive team leader. I was with them 13 years, all over the state of Florida, mostly on the East Coast, Boca Raton, Delray Beach, West Palm Beach. And then my last location was here, actually, Naples.
How did you start with Target? How did they recruit you in at the beginning?
So Target was just supposed to be a part-time job for me. That's how it all started, right? Like you get there and you go, it's amazing. Retail is amazing. So you just kind of fall in love with the whole industry. But I went there as a part-time gig. My cousin worked there. She was the like on the cap team, you would say there. They called it the flow team there. And she said, hey, come on and work for Target. And I was in the country, I think, 2 years. So I just moved 2 years prior from Kingston, Jamaica. And she said, come over for Target. I'm like, what's a Target? And then I get in this environment, and the retail industry kind of fascinated me after that. Because that wasn't the plan to stay. So I started there, and I started in the deli. They call it at the time Food Avenue. So I started in there, and then from there, I fell in love with retail, and I just kept going.
How was it growing up in Jamaica?
It was. I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. You know, it was a great adventure. It was a great adventure. It was just the culture is different. Obviously, like everything is different. It's easy going. It's you know, like nowadays when people want it like everything now and fast. We got to get our food fast. We got to get our streaming fast. We got to get everything fast right now. Jamaica is just not like that. We're just like, hey, listen, it will come. It will be here. Don't worry about it. And that's pretty much just how it goes. It's funny. When I went back home, I think in 2016, I brought my wife, who's an American. She's been here. I mean, she's been to Jamaica a few times. But we went to this resort in Ocho Rios, and it seemed like time stopped there. It's so easygoing and slow. First of all, the sun was up at 5 a.m. Like the sun was, hello. And we're like, it's 5. Go back to bed, son.
Wow.
Right. But then it seemed like time was just barely moving. It's weird. Wow. But yeah, it's just easy going there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably coming from that island kind of community and pace. Jumping into retail was probably two different speeds.
Yeah. It's from one extreme to the next.
Yeah,
right?
really. Yeah.
It's like, holy, what is this? But yeah, it was that for me. But it's one of those things that I didn't know I loved it. You know, we're easygoing. It's slow. The pace is good, and then you think that I'm going to live in this pace for like ever.
Yep.
And then when you change speed, you're like, oh, this is much faster. This is nicer. I like living in this speed. So then, yeah, you be up, you know, it's funny how fast you adapt to these things, you know? So yeah.
That's cool. Target, what did Target do well? Target does a lot of things well. They're a great competitor. They develop their people well. But what were some of your takeaways from working for Target?
Very good question. My biggest takeaway from working there is people development. And I didn't realize it when I worked there. To be honest, it's one of those things you're standing too close to the elephant,
Yeah.
You step back and you go, oh, it's an elephant. I get it.
Got it.
And so it was one of those things. While you're in that environment, you really don't realize how good they are at people development. So they did development well, and they also did technology well. So those are two things that I took away from Target.
What did you learn from working in academies for a year?
Academy. Oh man, the Academy was first. It's a great platform, right? So what it reaffirmed what I always know, that training and development is important. So what I took away from it is to take that and just let that bleed into the stores. Training and development is important. It's and I think we get away from that. One, I remember being in operations and somebody had to go to the academy. And I remember store managers were like, oh my gosh, what?
Right, yeah.
Somebody's out of the building. And I'm like, okay, it's one person. It's not like your entire store is going. But being on the other side of it, it's really refreshing because you see what the academy actually does for people. It changes people's lives. Yeah, so for me, that, that's the kind of impact I always wanted to make anyway. So I took away that it really impacts and changes people's lives. So I told the academy and I leave there, you're going to be one of those store managers that's going to say, oh man, we have to send somebody else to the academy. I am not going to be that guy. I'm going to be the guy to encourage people to go to the academy because I see the need for, people need to be developed. People love to learn. Most people love to learn. They want to advance and do these things, and we're giving them the road or the avenue to do so through the academy. Yes, I'm going to support that. So I learned just to really be a spokesperson really for the academy. And, while I'm in the stores, like, hey, let's go after that training and development piece,
Yep. That's great. The, how has teaming gone in your store? It obviously was in place, but by the time you got there, because you've been in the store, what, a little over a month?
Yeah, not even. This is, believe it or not, Drew, ready for this? This is my second official day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Your second day in the store.
Second day in the store. It. So the good news, the academy though is just right 10 minutes straight. So what I was able to do was come here every day in the morning to follow up on the team, and then in the afternoon I will stop by and make sure things are still going before I head home. Not only that, before in January, the store manager was on LOA, so I oversee the store for 6 weeks, I think.
Yeah, so you're not new. You're not new to the store, but you're just official.
No, I'm not new.
You're official 2 days.
Correct. And I didn't really kind of connect, to be honest, with what they were talking about until I had to run this store for the 6 weeks when there were no store managers, and we had a situation where the coaching staff went out on LOA. Not all of them, just 2 or 3 of them, but it impacted the business enough. And I remember telling the regional manager that story, and this is where everything connected for me right away. She said, well, that's what you got team leads for. And I go, that is true. And that everything connected for me right there and then. I remember exact spot I was standing when she said that. And she just said it so nonchalant. I was like, oh, that's what you got team leads. And then we carried on a conversation. And then I'll go, that is so true. That is why we have team leads. So everything from there, for me, my whole job is I am going to teach, train, empower the team leads to show them how to do their job. And I know they're going to love it because they don't want to come into work and do a bad job. No one wants to come there and say,
nobody does.
It's not going to do anything right. They want to do a good job. So I'm going to empower, I'm going to teach, I'm going to train and see what happens. And so far, they love it. They love it. For some, kind of like, where's this guy going with this? Is he for real? Are we supposed to be really doing that? Yes. But for the most part, people are really welcoming, like, oh, thank goodness. Now I kind of see where the company's headed with that. Because I don't think it was clear before. Right? I think to the team leads, they weren't clear. They weren't understanding. We promoted them, we gave them more money, but then we're doing the same job. So what was the point of team leads? I don't understand. Right. So then when you kind of you're starting to show them here, teaching, training, development, and empowered, that's when the light bulb is going off. Like, I get it. I get it. So now you have team leads taking care of calls. Hey, when we have a management meeting, I don't just call the salary managers. I said, hey, we have a management meeting. I need all the team leads back as well. You're a part of the management team. A matter of fact, this morning when we had the store meeting, I said, guys, meet the new store managers, meet the new store leadership. And I brought all the team leads that were here this morning in front of and you should see their faces like, wait, what? And the team leads are like, yeah, that's what he said. We're here. So it's so much fun to do that, right? So I can't wait to see where they really take this. Yeah,
that's great. On that note, from a teaming perspective, how do you see the coach role evolving? Like, how do you think that coach role, if you had to describe their job, how would you describe it?
I think it's just that. It's just a coach role. I think they're coaching their team. I went to watch I have a 7-year-old, and I went to watch him play soccer. Ever see little kids play soccer before?
Oh yeah.
They're all in one spot, right?
Yeah.
They're just, and wherever the ball goes, they're chasing around and whatnot. And it's sometimes I want to go play it myself. Like, oh, I just want to go kick the ball in the goal myself. But you can't because you're a coach, right? So your job is to, hey, stop chasing the ball around. I need every person to play their position. Hey, you play here, your defense, your midfield, your goalie, and don't chase the ball around. So I think to me, that's how I look at it. That's their job. So if they're a soccer 7-year-old coaches and they're watching the sideline, watching their team just chase the ball, it's their job to say, timeout. Yeah. Okay, we're not playing our positions right now. You go here, you go there, you go, okay, go. And coach the team through it and coach the team why playing this way, we're all going to win. So I think that's exactly their job. It's in the title. You're coaches.
Yep.
So you have 3 boys, and you mentioned that there is a sport that all of you love and you love to participate in, you love to watch. What is that sport?
That's hockey.
Hockey.
Yeah.
I thought for sure you were going to say soccer. I was ready for soccer.
Soccer, right?
Coming from Jamaica, man, I thought it would have been soccer all day long.
Listen, so everybody said that, and once upon a time, Drew, that was exactly it. It was just soccer, American football, anything else. Soccer rules, number 1 sport in the world. Anybody could tell you that, right? So, yes, coming from Jamaica, that was the number 1 thing, and you couldn't change my mind until I was working at Target, and I was working for this gentleman. This guy, it was my he was my mentor and my boss. So he's trying to develop me into an executive team leader. And things are going well. He's, Courtney, you learn so fast and blah, 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 and you're going to get promoted. And he said, you know what? When you get promoted, I'm going to buy you a hockey ticket. I want you to come to the game with me. And I said, hockey? And in fact, when he said he was going to buy me this ticket, I was like, please don't. And he goes, just watching. And I remember watching it on TV and going, really? Still, I'm not amused. This is not. Guess what? I got promoted, and he showed up. Here's the ticket. And I'm a man of my word.
And the rest is history.
I'm going to go. History. I got there and I said, what have I been missing? And that was, I don't know how many decades ago that was. I was literally hooked from the second they blow the final whistle, and I was like, whoa, the energy is amazing. And I never want to be a part of any other sport event but hockey. So yeah, hockey is huge hockey fans.
That's great. So all 3 boys play hockey, huh?
No, so they soccer, 2 soccer, 1 hockey. The other 2, I couldn't get them into playing hockey. They're like, I don't know what, it's too hard. I don't know their problem. It's funny because we play street hockey. Like just Sunday, we were playing street hockey. But they played soccer, and the youngest, he's hey, I'm going to be, he said I'm going to be a hockey player. Like that's his occupation, his dream. I'm going to be that, nothing else. So yeah, he's going after it, and I'm there to support him because I love it too. So it's a win-win.
That's great.
That's cool, man. That's a twist. Guy from Jamaica that loves hockey.
Loves hockey. Yeah. And there is something else that Courtney loves. Drew, are you ready for this?
No. What is it?
You're not?
What is it?
Dungeons and Dragons.
You lie. Are you serious?
What? Dungeons and
There's no
Dragons?
way.
You're not a fan? Come on.
I'm not saying I'm not a fan. I just find it very weird that every week it comes up.
You would be correct, Drew.
Huh?
You're right.
You would be correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
No.
Because I'm like, all right, for the first 20 years of my career, I've never talked to anybody about Dungeons and Dragons. And then the last 3 weeks, it's been like every week. I just find that odd. Right. I think that's odd. That's the odds are not in your favor, Alexis.
Oh, a little bit of Hunger Games action there.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah. Speaking of books, I am going to kind of go in a different direction because Courtney, I wanted to talk about the what is it called? The Savage racing, because I think that's pretty cool. But before we get there, I know you love books, and I know that you have about 5 hours or so every week that you kind of devote to professional development, or, learning something new, which I think is great. Always trying to promote, just learning, because we have to keep doing that to stay relevant. What is your go-to book right now, both personal and professional? So thinking about things that you're doing in the store, at work, like what is that go-to professional one? And then what's that one that you like to do on your free time?
So the go-to professional one right now is the Heroes Code.
Oh, Heroes Code. Okay.
Yeah. So I just got that one. When I was leaving the academy, the team gave it to me because they know how I am. So they gave me the Heroes Code. I just started reading it on Sunday, I believe. I mean, like 3 chapters deep so far or something.
Okay.
And it's really, it's not a big book. It's really, put things into perspective, right? So it has, be humble, be genuine, and it goes through these really cool stories of, how being those, using those heroes codes, what they call it, to just make you a better leader. And I'm a fan of it so far. So I'm like 3 chapters in that one. I'll be done with it by the end of the week because it's a small book. It's not
nice.
But the Heroes Code is the one I'm reading right now.
Yeah. Okay.
My go-to personal book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Oh.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
It's
like personal finance.
Yes, personal finance book. So that's my go-to. My market manager put me onto it a few years ago, and that's probably my favorite. Yeah, I could say that's probably my favorite book.
That's great. Yeah,
it's pretty good. Oh yeah, it's pretty awesome book.
I did want to talk about that Savage race though, because when we talk about teaming, when we talk about working as a team, bringing people together, and also kind of tying in the strengths of each individual person and bringing it into a team, I know that you and your family participate in this, and it wasn't always a family experience.
No, it was just me by my actually me and a buddy did it, right? It was this. So the Savage, I gotta tell you how it came about. I have a buddy that I train with every now and then. He works for Walmart as well. And so we meet up at the gym, let's say 3 times a week, twice a week sometimes, and get a good workout in. Well, during the workout one day, he says, "Hey, do you want to do the Savage race with me?" I said, "What is a Savage race?
What is this?" Yes.
And so then he pulls up this YouTube video. He goes, "It's a lot of fun." It doesn't look like a lot of fun to me, buddy, but whatever. So anyway, I told him I would, so I signed up for it and I went. My family went with me, with us the first time, and I tried to get my wife to do it, and she's like, "No way." I showed her the video. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just signed up and said, "Hey, let's go do this thing." It's outside. It's nice.
What is the Savage race? So it has certain components of it. What is the total experience like?
So it's 7 miles. It's 5 to 7 miles, 28 obstacles course that you go through. Like a people compare it to the Tough Mudder. I've never been through a Tough Mudder before, but I've seen a video. So yeah, it's comparable to that. And it's 7 miles, 28 obstacles. But you have the smaller ones too, the Blitz one which you do. What is it? 3 to 4 miles, 15 obstacles. So you have that one. And then you have Savage Junior, which is so cute. The little guy can do the Savage Junior. So it's this, I think it's 5 up, I think. And they just run these little courses and, jump over stuff. And it's really cute to watch. So it's three different stages of the Savage race. But when I went there by myself the first time, I just said, let's go, let's check it out. So my wife got there, saw the environment, and the energy is kind of like being in like I was telling the energy from like hockey games, kind of like that kind of energy was so cool. She's like, "Oh my God, I want to do this," and I'm like, "Are you sure? You just see what I've been through. I'm all muddy, I'm dirty, I'm sore. I can't hardly walk." And she goes, "I want to do it." So this last one in March, we made it a family event. So her sister, and my middle did the blitz. And my youngest did the junior, and I did the 7 mile obstacle one.
Cool.
But it's great time. And the thing is, it's a good bonding time, right? You don't have to be in tip top shape to go out there and do, because you could skip art of obstacles if you don't want to do it. It's not like if you're competing for prize money and all that, that's a different story. But if you're just going there just to have a good time, you skip whatever you want.
I heard the word bonding and I thought, hey, Drew, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Drew, I think
are you saying you and I should do a Tough Mudder? Oh my gosh.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
That is
that would be fun to watch.
Yes.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah.
Team building where we go rope courses together.
Yes.
It's a great team building. I actually said it to my market manager because she asked me the same question, like, "Hey, what do you do for fun?" And I really couldn't think of anything else. And I said, Savage race. And she goes, "What's a Savage race?" So I told her, and she said, "Oh, that looks pretty savage." Yeah.
Maybe not right now, but in the future.
Yeah. Yeah. So I told her, I said, "Hey, we could do all the store manager team building." And she goes, "Yeah, let's do it." Man, that would be fun to watch. That would be so much fun to watch.
That would be cool. And it's been great talking to you. But one thing I would like to ask is, you got a lot of your closest friends who are watching this. Any last comments you'd like to make, or anything that you would like to share with them since you kind of have this platform?
Yeah, the only thing I would say to guys, just keep it simple. Don't overcomplicate stuff. I think, if you think about it, we sell toothpaste, right? Just keep it simple. I think a lot of times it's we that complicate things. And the program and this company makes things so easy for us, but then we go put different spins on it and try to do different fancy stuff that doesn't really work. Just keep it simple. And I think we'll be all successful. So
that's good. That's a good one, man. Well, hey, thanks for taking this time and joining and getting to talk to us. Courtney, it's great to hear that you've made a difference in people's lives, whether it's at academies or as a shift manager, co-manager, now running a building with hundreds of associates that look to you for leadership each and every day. So thank you for what you're doing, and thanks for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you.